You are not a criminal. You don't carry a gun. You carry a laptop, 3 burner phones, and a network of shell companies registered across 14 jurisdictions. You're what they call a forensic architect. You're encrypted terminal pings. A message from the principal. Enforcement breached the offshore vault. 100 million in cash is sitting in a warehouse. You have 24 hours before seizure. Move it or lose it. You pull up the feed. 2,000 pounds of physical bills, stacked on pallets, shrink-wrapped. Most people think laundering money means hiding it. It doesn't. It means making dirty money look like it was earned, legally, on paper, in a way that survives a federal audit. You need to push $100 million through the global financial system without triggering a single alert. The clock starts now. Level 1. The Smurf Army. Hours 1 through 3. Every bank in America is required to file a currency transaction report on any deposit over $10,000. File enough of those, and FinCEN flags the account. The money dies before it moves. So you go under the limit. You activate a dormant network of 470 couriers, college students, Uber drivers, freelancers drowning in credit card debt, people who need $300 cash, no questions asked. Each courier carries exactly $9,500, just below the threshold. They fan out across 11 states. Walk into a bank, deposit, walk out, next bank. This is called Smurfing, named after the small blue cartoon characters, because you break one mountain into hundreds of tiny pieces. Hour 2. A courier in Ohio freezes at the teller window. His hands are shaking. The teller asks for a second ID. He panics. You get the alert. You don't send backup. You cut him from the network. That $9,500 is burned. A rounding error. By hour 3, you have placed $12 million into the banking system. 147 deposits across 6 states. But Smurfing is slow. At this rate, you won't finish in a week, let alone a day. 88 million remaining. 21 hours left. Level 2. The casino float. Hours 3 through 5. Casinos are the only legal business in America where you can walk in with a duffel bag of cash and no one blinks. Here's why. Casinos make money on volume. They want large players. They're technically required to file CTRs, but enforcement is loose. The paper trail favors the house. You charter 2 private planes. No checked luggage forms. Your proxies land in Las Vegas with 14 million in cash. They walk into the VIP room, buy chips, sit at the baccarat table. They don't play to win. They play both sides, player and banker, simultaneously. The house edge is 1.06%. Statistically, they break even. After 90 minutes, they cash out. The casino hands them a certified check, $13.8 million, listed as gaming winnings. Clean, taxable, legal on paper, 25 million moved, 75 million remaining. 19 hours. Level 3, the art vault. Hours 5 through 7. The art market is the least regulated major asset class on Earth. No mandatory price disclosure. No centralized exchange. No KYC verification on private sales. A painting is worth whatever 2 people agree it's worth. And that is the exploit. You wire 7 million from the Smurfed accounts to a proxy buyer in Geneva. He walks into a private gallery. No auction house. No public record. He purchases a blue-chip abstract painting. The art goes into a Freeport, a tax-free storage facility in Switzerland. It never enters customs. It never gets appraised by an outside party. Here's the part most people miss. That painting now functions as collateral. You can borrow against it, sell it in 5 years at a markup, and the profit is classified as a legal capital gain. You just turned 7 million in dirty cash into a legitimate financial instrument sitting in a vault in Geneva. 32 million moved. 68 million remaining. 17 hours. Level 4, the trade Fakeout. Hours 7 through 9. International trade moves $6 trillion across borders every single day. The volume is so massive, hiding 20 million inside, it is like hiding a needle in a mountain of needles. You own a shell company in Panama registered as an agricultural equipment dealer. You own another shell in Miami that sells tech components. The Miami company invoices Panama. Premium semiconductor array, $20 million. There is no semiconductor. There is no shipment. It is a phantom invoice. Panama pays using layered offshore funds. The payment clears through correspondent banking channels. Miami books $20 million in revenue. Documented, taxable, legitimate. Your terminal flashes red. An automated trade surveillance system flagged the markup. A compliance analyst at the correspondent bank is asking questions. You don't panic. You generate a second invoice, a refund for defective components. The money reverses and reroutes through a different correspondent bank in Singapore. The flag dies. The analyst moves on. He has 10,000 other alerts on his desk today. Yours just fell to the bottom. 52 million moved. 48 million remaining. 15 hours. Level 5, the dark ledger. Hours 9 through 11. Traditional finance is off the table. The system is watching. You need to leave the grid entirely. You contact an OTC crypto broker in Dubai. Over-the-counter brokers exist for one reason: to move large volumes without touching a public exchange. No order book, no trail. Your courier meets the broker in an office tower in the DFC. He carries 10 million in cash inside an armored Pelican case. The broker takes a 12% commission. In exchange, he transfers 8.8 million worth of Monero to a wallet you control. Monero is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's blockchain is public. Every transaction is visible to anyone. Monero's blockchain is encrypted. No sender, no receiver, no amount. Even Chainalysis, the FBI's blockchain forensics contractor, cannot trace it. You run the Monero through a tumbler. The algorithm fragments your 8.8 million into 4,000 microtransactions. It mixes them with funds from traders, miners, anonymous wallets across 9 countries. Then it reassembles the clean total into 50 new wallets. The forensic trail is dead. 60 million moved. 40 million remaining. 13 hours. Level 6, the ghost payroll. Hours 11 through 14. Hollywood loses money on purpose. 90% of films never turn a profit, and the IRS accepts this as normal business risk. That's your exploit. 3 years ago, you registered a production company in Georgia. The state offers a 30% tax credit on film production. Studios have been gaming this incentive for a decade. You greenlight a science fiction film. Budget, 15 million. You start hiring. Location scouts, costume consultants, VFX artists, extras. On paper, 312 contractors are on payroll. In reality, most don't exist. The identities are fabricated. The salaries are paid from production accounts funded with your remaining physical cash. The company issues W-2s, withholds payroll tax, files quarterly reports. Everything looks legitimate to the IRS. 6 months from now, the film gets shelved. The 15 million is written off as a production loss. The principal's tax liability drops by millions. You just earn 15 million in criminal cash in a legal payroll and build a tax shelter on top of it. 75 million moved. 25 million remaining. 10 hours. Level 7, the acquisition. Hours 14 through 16. 1 pallet left. 25 million in physical bills. You cannot smurf it. You cannot fly it commercially. So you buy a bank. A failing credit union in the Eastern Caribbean. 41 employees. Undercapitalized. Facing regulatory shutdown. But it holds one thing you need: a correspondent banking license with swift access. Through a chain of 4 proxy entities, you acquire controlling interest for 25 million. The cash moves via diplomatic pouch. Sealed containers exempt from customs inspection under the Vienna Convention. A foreign attaché on your network flies it to the island. The moment the acquisition closes, you control the bank's general ledger, its SWIFT terminal, its compliance department. You don't need to hide money from the banking system anymore. You're the banking system. 100 million. Placed. 0 hours wasted. Level 8. The breach. Hours 16 through 18. Hour 16. The warehouse doors blow open. Flashbangs. Tactical team. Dogs. They tear the facility apart for 40 minutes. They find nothing. No cash. No ledgers. The lead agent walks toward you. He demands to know where the money went. You don't raise your voice. You hand him a single sheet of paper. This warehouse is leased by a Panamanian holding company, subleased to a Delaware LLC. That LLC filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection 6 hours ago. Under 11 U.S.C. Section 362, a bankruptcy filing triggers an automatic stay. All enforcement actions against the debtor's property are frozen by federal court order. By breaching that door, his team just violated it. You didn't beat them with a weapon. You beat them with a filing. He arrests you anyway. Suspicion of conspiracy. They take you to a holding cell downtown. You sit. You wait. Level 9. The legal kill. Hours 18 through 22. Interrogation room. 2 agents. A folder of satellite photos and shipping manifests. They threaten RICO charges. Conspiracy. Structuring. Life in prison. Your attorney arrives. Senior partner at a white shoe firm. Billable rate, $2,000 an hour. He places one document on the table. A motion to suppress. The DEA located your warehouse through a wiretap on an encrypted phone. That wiretap was never authorized by a FISA court. To cover the gap, they fabricated a routine traffic stop as the legal basis for probable cause. This is called parallel construction. It is illegal. Every piece of evidence collected after that wiretap is inadmissible. In constitutional law, fruit of the poisonous tree. The agents have no cash, no drugs, no serial numbers, no digital trail, just an empty warehouse and a surveillance program they cannot admit exists in open court. The lead agent stares at the motion. He knows, if this goes to trial, his career is over. They release you. No charges filed. Level 10, integration. Hours 22 through 24. You step outside. Dawn. Cold air. You check your terminal. The clock is almost 0. But the job isn't finished until the money returns to the principal as legal wealth. Your Caribbean bank approves a corporate expansion loan, $85 million, directed to the principal's real estate holding company. The loan is collateralized by the painting in Geneva, backed by trade invoices from Panama, supported by production revenue from the Georgia Film Company. Every dollar documented. Every transaction has a paper trail. The IRS can audit him tomorrow. All they will find is a businessman who secured a foreign loan to expand his portfolio. $100 million. Washed. Integrated. Untouchable. Your phone buzzes one final. A wire transfer receipt. $1 million. Your carry. Deposited into a blind trust in the Seychelles. Untraceable. Tax-free. Yours. You close the screen. You look at the skyline. Everyone else sees buildings. Traffic. Commerce. You see something different. Shell companies. Correspondent banks. Proxy ledgers. A system built on rules that most people don't know exist. The world isn't run by violence. It's run by paperwork. And the ones who understand the paperwork run everything else. I am Proxy POV 1. Subscribe if you want to see how the system really works. See you in the next file.